First, let me welcome you to Takadimi Online. This first video is an introduction to the Takadimi rhythm system. Takadimi is a method or a system of learning rhythm. It works by connecting rhythm patterns with specific syllables. For example, if you hear the rhythm da da dun 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 da da da, you might say ta mi ta di mi ta. Or if you saw this rhythm, you could read it as taki da ta di da ta. We normally hear rhythm patterns related to the beat. We call this beat length patterns or beat-oriented rhythm. Takadimi is beat-oriented, so syllables always line up with specific parts of the beat. Ta is always on the beat, like ta, 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 ta. D is always in the middle, so if this is the beat, ta-di, 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 ta-di. So a rhythm like da, 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 da would always be ta, ta-di, ta-di, ta, with ta on the beat and D in the middle of the beat. Hearing music this way and saying rhythm on Takadimi syllables helps us connect what we hear with what we see in the music. It also helps us recognize music in patterns. When we read language, we don't usually read each letter. We look for longer familiar patterns like syllables or whole words or even phrases. When we read music, we do much the same thing. The more we can see longer patterns, the better and the faster we can read. So we say Takadimi is pattern-based and beat-oriented. It teaches you to recognize patterns of rhythm based on the beats. And since that's the way rhythm works in most tonal music, it's a very natural way to learn rhythm. Now, Takadimi certainly isn't the only way to learn rhythm. There are many other systems that use syllables, and of course many people have learned rhythm quite well with no system. But for many learners, Takadimi can help. Teachers use it in kindergarten and even in pre-K programs long before they introduce music notation. It's good for people learning to read music and is used in many schools, many high schools and colleges. And as you advance, it can handle just about anything most musicians would encounter. Changing meter, asymmetric meter, polyrhythm, polymeter, just about whatever. So I hope this little introduction has been helpful and answered a few of your questions. More information can be found at the Takadimi website, takadimi.net. There you can find information on how and where Takadimi was developed, a lot more on the pedagogical theory behind it, an explanation of how it connects to the Indian rhythm system. There's a short guide you can download, and lots of information on many other resources.